Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hi, guys.
Hello.
Welcome to the Stingray Jazz booth on jazzahead 2025. What a pleasure having you guys here.
Thank you.
Thank
We're
you.
really
Yes.
glad and happy to share with you guys here at jazzahead.
Fantastic. We've got a few questions
Yes.
about the Juanjo Corbalán Quartet.
Yes. I'm
Yes.
here.
So, you've played already, right?
Yes.
You played your showcase. How was it?
We played yesterday at 5 p.m. and it was really great. Really, we enjoyed a lot with the people, and we was very happy to share our music, the music of the quartet. And well, it was our first time showcasing here in Jazzahead, and also a showcase from Paraguay, and it was really great for us. So we really enjoyed, and also with Victor and with all Victor, both Victor.
Yeah.
You can call me David.
And Lara, David, and Lara that is here as well. And yes, we really enjoyed. I don't know. What do you think, Victor and David?
It was amazing experience because, as Juanjo said, it's a first time showcasing as a Paraguayan band, first of all, and what better than doing with Juanjo Corbalán Quartet? You know, he I think he's one of the main representative of jazz and instrumental music from Paraguay. So we're really happy with that this make it happen. I was called at the last minute, subbing another friend of me, the great drummer Sebastián Ramirez, who is at Berkeley playing, studying. So yeah, we're really glad to make this happen. We really enjoyed to playing for jazzahead audience. Was amazing. Yeah.
Fantastic. I think everybody's really happy that you guys are here during Jazzahead 2025. What connections did you gain so far during Jazzahead in your Jazzahead experience? Connections from your playing or opportunities? Are you looking for booking opportunities? Can you go into details about that side?
Yeah. Well, thinking that Juanjo was selected this year for the showcasing. He told me about it, and I was also thinking to come just ahead to be like a participant, professional. Actually, Juanjo and Lara, the saxophonist, last year already be part of the Jazz Ahead, being involved and participant as a professional. So this year, as Juanjo have the opportunity to showcase his music, we think what better opportunity to also come and have a booth and show some of the Paraguayan music scene. So far we are like trying to exchange with bookers, producer, radio station that can also promote our music. So far we are really excited about some connection that we are really doing, and we are happy because this is just as a first step to maybe come more years and grow up as an representative of Paraguayan jazz scene. Yeah.
Yeah, and what advice would you give to future artists applying for the Jazzahead showcases and the overall Jazzahead experience?
Okay, I think that it's very interesting to apply it at the Jazzahead because you can get the experience of how can I say, to connect with another musicians, to connect with bookers or people that work in the culture of its countries. I think it's a very nice experience looking like as a professional artist, as visualizing, yes, like how can you promote your music, and how can you sell your music, because music is music always, but you have to know how to sell music. Where is your market? Where is the focus of the type of music that you play? And I find this in jazzahead, because you can find here not just jazz. You can find a lot of kind of music, people that fusion jazz with tradition. That is what we do with the Paraguayan
Right.
music. We blend traditional music with some jazz element and other elements from all other countries. So I also find this in jazz ahead musician that fusion many rhythms with jazz. So I think that jazz ahead has this kind of thing, that you can find a lot of rhythms, a lot of musicians trying to connect with each other and try to sell as well, and also people that want to find more music and different kind of music as well.
Yeah, yeah. Talking about your music, your harp, your harp. I guess you could say, your harp isn't just an instrument; it's a bridge between Paraguay's past and future. And how do you go about breaking folk rules to make your harp work in a jazz environment? And did purists object this idea?
Well, the harp in Paraguay is a very traditional instrument, and actually is the national instrument. So you can find a lot of harp in popular music and traditional music, folk music in Paraguay. And also you can find other harps in South America and Latin America. Right? But my music, I try to to think always about my influences, and try to connect the harp with this kind of music that I always listen, music from all the world, and so I try to make music that I like with my harp and try to write music for the quartet with this concept, because I'm very, how can I say, I like, for example, the work and the philosophy of music of Hermeto Pascual, that all we love. Is a musician from Brazil, and I like the philosophy of him about fusion all the rhythms, all the cultures, with these elements that you can create with harmony and rhythms. So I try to make music that fusion that kind of thing, the Paraguayan harp sound with the keyboard, the saxophone, the drum, percussion, and try to mix all these influences from the 20th century's harmonies, all the Latin American rhythms, and maybe also rhythms from other countries, other continents. So I think about this. I don't know how to say. Sorry for my English, but I try to
No,
explain
don't be
all
sorry.
my
It's all,
inspiration. Of course,
it's all good.
Of course, all the Paraguayan landscape as well is my inspiration. We have a lot of beautiful places in Paraguay that inspire me to create, to try to demonstrate that kind of sound landscape. Yes, because that have the harp. The harp has the opportunity to transport to you to that Paraguayan landscape, soundscape.
And how do you guys go about translating these ideas in your own way as a band? I suppose sheet music does help, maybe, but you guys also have a background and you have an idea about music. And how do you guys translate these emotions that we just talked about in your own way?
Well, that's a good question. All our backs is like a lot of common. I'm pretty sure that we three listen to the same music, and we start working. I start working with Juanjo since 2018, and yeah, it's hard to play with the harps player too. I'm a pianist. It's an instrument from strings, So I do this, and he's gonna do this. So sometimes when he cannot work with the harmony, I take the responsibility to work with the harmony. So yeah, I listen to much Hermeto Pascoal. He's actually my favorite Brazilian artist music. So I understand his ideas. So it's, all these years of work, rehearsals, has been very helpful to understand his ideas and express on sheets too. So keep yeah, no sé. No quería aportar algo.
Well, for me, it's kind of new because, as I told you, I'm the savvy. I'm the savvy of the drummer. So I've been playing with Juanjo just a week ago.
That is a whole different challenge on its own. Can
It
you
is.
tell about
It
it?
is. When you tell me that, well, the lead sheet help, it helps because I play with the lead sheet to remember the sound that also. I mean, I love. Actually I played with Juanjo's brother mostly on my career, Sixto Corbalán. So, but I also listen Juanjo's project since his beginning of this quartet because I love the music. I love his composing. His way of composing is like a, how he say, it's kind of a landscape of Paraguayan contemporary music. I mean, mixing and blending the tradition with the new sound, using the jazz as a way of expression of his own music, and the rhythm, the Paraguayan rhythm that are the basis of all his composition as a strong one. And yeah, it was, for me, it was all a challenge and all enjoyable trip to come and play with this band here at Jazzahead. Yeah, that's it.
Amazing, amazing. The 2022 World Harp Competition, you won that.
Yes,
Yeah, how?
exactly.
That must have felt like planting a flag for Paraguayan music all over the world. What memory from that specific competition still affects you today in your solos, for example?
Yes, well, it was a great experience to won this festival and first prize. Yes, I think that the best point of this was the one of the prize of this festival also was a career development of the artist that won this festival, and I had the opportunity to record a new album with this support of this festival, of the Dutch Harp Festival. So it was really incredible because on 2023 we record with the quartet the latest album of us, and we had the opportunity to record with a music director, and it was a dream, of course, for us because the director of this was the keyboard player, the pianist of Hermeto Pascoal, André Marquez.
Wow.
So it was a dream because we listen to him and to Hermeto always. We always try to go to their concerts. So to have the music direction of André Marquez was incredible. So
I can imagine it must have
Yes.
felt like a full circle moment.
exactly, full circle, exactly. So it was in 2023, and so we record the new album, and well, it was totally great experience and new learning, moment to have to Andre there listening my composition and listening to the quartet and try to polish some of them, some of the music. It was great, amazing. So I think that this affect to me in the point of view of the music and also in the point of view of the quartet and how we can connect each other when we are playing, when we are soloing, improvising. So I think that was a great learning, yes, for me, I think for all the quartet as well. So I think that it's like repercussion. I how to for me and for the quartet and for all the concerts that we made after this production.
The compositions, they really represent. They really are very well aligned with the Guarani language and nature-inspired themes. How do you translate a rainforest sound or a river's pulse into harps, strings, or in the piano, maybe even the drums? How do you make that translation?
Well, that's the other thing that I was about to tell you about how does it feel to play with Juanjo's music and his challenge, and exactly it is that, because also I think in the tradition of armed history, mostly the harpists, Paraguayan harpists, try to deliver that sound. I mean, we have this tune Pájaro Campana, who also try to imitate the sound of the bird. We have Tren Lechero is the milk train.
Yeah.
It will be. He also tried to emulate the sound of the train machine. You know, well, Juanjo is I think it's on the same path with his own words, with his own history to tell. Yeah, we have to try to envelopment of all that sound, and each of I'm from the percussion side, Víctor from the piano side, Lara from the wind instrument, his
Right.
sax. So yeah, we try to connect with the history maybe of the Paraguayan music and tradition, and be pushing forward things. You know, all the composition. If you hear Juanjo's composition music, is not like just playing the melody and start to improvise. I mean, like we are used to and we love as a jazz musician, you know. But it's also about dynamics. It's also about how orchestration, how to present the music, how to give the structure of the music to tell our history, you know.
About the lineup of the band, it's sax, piano, drums, and a harp. That's an unusual lineup, you would say. How do you and the sax player decide who leads, who takes the lead, and how are you a referee in that situation? Who do you let win?
Well, I think that it's very organic. Maybe is the word. Normally, when we started to arrange some music, or I propose a new composition, normally my point of view is that each one, yes, it's okay. Each instrument have to be part of the all.
Right.
How to explain. It's like no one is better than one, or
Right.
or no. This instrument is the main instrument. Yes, you know that if you see the concert, you will see, okay, the harp is the main instrument. Is more visually new for many people. But I always think when I compose is like we are making music, and it have to sound is like very uniform with texture, of course, and in some points, of course, piano improvise. In the other music, the sax improvise, is the sax moment, is the piano moment, is the harp moment, the drums moment. And sometimes all together making crazy things. But I think that's why I say that it's very organic, because we have to let flow always like it's music. We have to feel. I have to feel the piano moment and try to connect with him, to connect with the drummer, connect with the sax. Is not, I like this kind of point of view that try to connect each other when we are playing. When for example, someone is improvising and try to connect with him. I try to look what you do. Great. It's the connection that is grow up in the moment of the improvisation. So I think that's very organic, and I really like when we can connect with these kind of things.
I'd like to talk a little bit about your album, Jazz No Es Polka. I thought it was like a playful, a kind of funny title as well to read, but it was also a bold statement about moving beyond Paraguayan polka and traditional jazz. Looking back on your journey from Paraguayan folk music into jazz and universal sounds, was there maybe a pivotal moment or an influence that made you realize your art needed to, transcend genres, needed to move beyond genres and be more a cross-cultural phenomenon, if you will? And how does that origin story shape the emotions that you want to display on your album?
Well, it's a very interesting question. Well, look, first about the name of the album. Yes, it's very in Spanish. Maybe in Spanish is like more easy to understand. Yes, because in Paraguay we have a big tradition of the polka. Yes, traditional musician, because I grow up playing traditional music. With the harp.
We got to say that it's Paraguayan polka, not German one. That is totally different.
With the C
It's
and
good
the
to-
K.
It's good to tell. It's good to tell.
Polka with K and polka with C.
Yes, and so I always with my brother Sixto that he played also the harp. We play a lot of polka and in a lot of festivals. So it's the same with the jazz musician. For example, it's like a tradition. In one side you have all the traditional musicians that say, no, you are not playing traditional music, you are not playing polka paraguaya, no, that is not, no, the harp, you don't have to play that, no. And sometimes it's also jazz musicians say, no, you have to play all the standard, no, you are breaking the way of point
Right.
of view of the standard. No, that harmony is not. No, you are reharmonizing everything. I think it's the same.
You are making a mess with the audience.
What are you doing?
Yeah, what are you doing? So I think it's the same. So and the title is a play word. Is just no es polka. So you can say that is not polka, or the jazz is not polka. I know it's very confused, but in Spanish it's more funny. Well, but yes, I think that this album try to share with the people and with the with the musicians, also traditional musicians, and also of course jazz musicians or jazz classical musician as well, because you can also listen some classical influences in my music. Of course, most of them from the 20th centuries, but I think that this album is try to share and try to demonstrate all these influences. Yes, I wanted to traditional music musician try to listen and say, okay, yes, it's not polka anymore. But yes, I can listen the polka influence, the Paraguayan polka influence, with another point of view. That kind of the open mind vision of the music. Is okay. You are not making jazz, you are not making Paraguayan polka, you are not making classical music, but it's a hybrid influences, and that's what I like. You can feel many things into the music, into the compositions that I want to share with the people.
Do you guys have a background in Paraguayan polka as well? And if so, did you experience those transitional challenges?
Yeah, totally. When I was a kid, I play in popular groups or bands. Like I play like the electric keyboard, and we used to play electronic polka. It's very traditional. Usually, it's have contract for weddings or for uh, um, politics parties, something like this.
Social events.
Social events. Usually, it's very normal to do. So my transition begins in university when I met him, because he was already have the compositions. He have a funk composition, something like it, 37 strings of funk. It's old composition of him, but we used to play in the laboratory of ensemble in musical universities, and that's how I met. Like, oh my god, this is very new. So it's not like so our music is very rhythmic, very percussive. So the keyboard is like, nka, 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 nka. And the people from Paraguay is very it's normal to hear that rhythm. So when we try to play his music, and we have the tools like the jazz and the harmony and the Afro rhythm too is coming to mix with our rhythm too. So you have a new type of polka, more fusion. And when we play for normal people, like is not used to it, so they stay like this. Oh my god, this is not polka. So maybe 2016, 18 is my transition to implement new things on the piano, new harmony, new type of rhythm and percussion, like left hand, right hand. So yeah, that's it.
Yeah, well, I came from a jazz background more than traditional Paraguayan music. I start to listen actually traditional Paraguayan music when I relate with another musician, jazz musician. Especially when I was like 20, I started playing at this big band. It was conducted by a well-known trombonist Paraguayan who did some arrangement of Paraguayan traditional composer, but blending with jazz. So there when I started to start to play and get it into the rhythm of Paraguayan music. And then of course, when I have my own project also. It's called Juanjo Quartet. It's kind of similar of the career of the point of view of Juanjo's music and statement that he was telling you about it, and making family, but it's the same. But the thing is that I think it's kind of the direction that we're gonna go, because when I play with my project, for example, I play for a jazz audience, and they say, "Isn't this polka?" Yes, it is. It is, man. It is a polka. It's not jazz. It is. So when we play for more traditional Paraguayan music audience, they say, "Isn't this jazz?" Yes, it is. It is jazz. So what I'm trying to say that is the point of all of things is that blend the audience together to break that structure to say jazz. Oh no, we only listen to polka. Oh no, we only listen to jazz. So I think that's the main point of all of this. To the level what I call instrumental music from Paraguay.
We're assuming we are messing with the audience of Paraguay. Oh my god!
Or I think that this kind of topic is in all countries when you try to push our barriers on the style matter of performing music or interpreting music.
I want to talk about the difference between crowds that you play for, the European crowds and the South American crowds. European crowds might hear something like exoticism. This is exotic. This is new. We don't have this here. South Americans might hear home. This is my music. How do you is it a challenge for you to play for both audiences without losing your truth?
Well, I try to translate everything.
Yeah. I mean, if it's a challenge for both sides of the music.
Okay.
¿Cuál es la diferencia de tocar para una audiencia
Paraguay o
europea
Ah,
o una
una
audiencia
audiencia
americana?
para-
Sí, es muy diferente.
Okay. Yes.
Gracias.
Yes, I think that yes, it's different. Of course. Different cultures, different point of view of the art. But I think that we never lose our true, because we just want to share that we try to make in Paraguay. We share in Europe the same. The only different I think is the point of view of the art. In Paraguay, the people of course appreciate what we are doing, but they want to listen the traditional music. I will have more success playing music that the people listening around 30 years ago, and that's interesting, great. But I want to play also what I think about the music.
Of course.
And when I come here in Europe, of course, the people, if I play the music that people listen about 30 years ago in Paraguay, the people will like as well here. But I come here to share my compositions, what my mind try to create or try to demonstrate. I don't know, but that is my thinking about this.
I think we are from a generation that we are willing or struggling to tell our own story.
Right.
So as Juanjo said, I think that's the main difference. As I was talking about the audience in Paraguay and this kind of struggle from what is traditional, what is jazz, what to play, what not to play. The main difference, I think, it is that the European audience is more willing to hear new sound. They are looking forward to actually listen to new sound. I mean, they will be okay with the traditional because it's gonna be new, but what Juanjo say is like we are trying to do new sounds, new music, and the people also try to identify with the music that we are doing, and we are with our own backgrounds. So I think that's the main difference. I think, yeah. Actually, in South America, I think if we're going to play, there's no. It's kind of similar to Paraguay, maybe. If you go to play to a jazz festival, some of them they're gonna ask for, give me a mainstream jazz, So I think that's not happening in Europe. I mean, it is maybe. The audience is more bigger.
Exactly.
So yeah, it is that.
I think that in Paraguay, yes, at the moment I think that there is a new people, new generation
that's
appreciate.
changing also. Yeah,
that's changing.
It's a long process too.
Long process, yes, of course.
Absolutely.
It's the history of each country, the evolution of each country. So that's. But we appreciate that in Paraguay we also can play. We can play. There are also people that like our music. Yeah, that's very interesting as well, because it's a new generation of people that, of course, want to listen new composition, new artists.
Yeah, and more about that, because you're basically talking about this new generation and teaching young Paraguayans jazz in a reggaeton era, you know? What can you delve deeper into detail? What's your pitch to make them care about the polka or jazz or even chamoné, you know?
Chamoné.
Yeah.
Well, I sorry, I don't understand your question. Can you repeat, please?
Oh, could you delve into detail about your pitch
Okay.
to make them care? Why is this music is important because of this and this and this, and how do you go about sending out that message to to the younger generations in Paraguay?
¿Cuál sería el discurso para llegar a las nuevas generaciones? El discurso a nivel de músico.
Yes, I don't know. It's, for example, I always try to incentivate, to push up to all the new generation of harpists, for example, that in my case, and I always tell them, yes, you have to play, you have to compose. Yes, compose, man, compose. Try to make new things. Listen to, for example, Edmar Castaneda is a Colombian harpist, well-known harpist, very good. Also, listen to Nicolás Caballero, listen to Sixto, my brother as well, that is making new music with the harp. Try to listen other musicians, not just harpists. Listen this pianist, listen this saxophonist, listen to this drummer, listen all the music in the world, you know, because it's like culture. You are, how can I say, alimentando? Feeding, yes, you are feeding music, culture, and then you will process all this, and you will have lot of inspiration, lot of ideas. Okay, look, this reading, yes, and what happened if with reading I can make this with this harmony? And yes, and of course you have to study music. Yes, I always try to tell to them, you know, I think that could be the change, but always try to, of course, develop your roots, use your roots, and enrich your roots with all other cultures, you know.
I think that also the main pitch is tell the people, I mean, the important to know and have the knowledge to learn the tradition. Not to break it, but to use it as a bridge for new sounds. I mean, if you look up the show of Juanjo, for example, as a first musician on the band and playing the music and playing the show, we start to rehearsal, and then the whole show, and you know, the music and the composition of the music are very powerful, energetic, have a lot of innovation on Paraguayan rhythm. But then they tell me, but we're gonna start with arroyos y esteros. Say what? That is like a traditional music, very traditional. Yeah, we're gonna get into the stage playing arroyos y esteros, traditional. So that's give you an idea of what he's saying, that I can play traditional, but I want to tell my own story about it. So I think that's the main pitch, also to teach the new generation of musicians and audience in Paraguay. Yeah.
Guys, thank you very much for your time here on our Stingray Jazz booth during jazzahead 2025. We have one final question.
Okay. For the final
Of course.
question, I want
We
to
have
present here
saxophonist
to
Lara.
saxophonist Lara. I can hear in the middle.
Hi. Welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to the
She's
interview.
Lara.
Great to have you here as well.
Yes.
So, a final question. If your harp could set the record straight on just one story about Paraguay that people always get wrong, what myth would you want to silence, and what truth would you want it to sing loud and clear?
Well, I think the Paraguayan harp and Paraguayan music, the Paraguayan harp is very important for the Paraguayan music. but I think that also Paraguayan musician can have inspiration from the Paraguayan harp, because it's like the melody and all the bass of that the Paraguayan harp make is a new possibility to make new sounds as well. And I don't know, I don't want to say nothing to shut up to anybody, but I just want to say that
Come on, say it.
Say it.
no, I just want to say that we have to make music, man. We have to make music, make art, express yourself by the art, by the music. Of course, study the tradition, your roots, and then destroy everything you want. But yes, first, the base of everything is to know who was before you, who are your mates that are making music as well. In Paraguay, we have a lot of them, new musicians, and all, of course, established musicians, as Pedro Martinez, a guitar player, Bruno Muñoz in the sax as well, Giovanni Primerano, great pianist in Paraguay. So it's very important to know who is around as well. It's not your music. It's not your as a musicians. Just enjoy all the musicians that are in your contemporary place. Musicians, and of course, think in the future. You have to compose, arrange. Yes, all the thing is art, music, universe. As Hermeto say, universal music. Make music for the universe and mix all the universe.
Juanjo Corbalán Quartet, thank you very much and enjoy Jazz Ahead 2025. Thank you.
Thank you. Glad to be here.